What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to See You Up, our YouTube channel. In more ranking videos here over the summer. In today's ranking video, we're going to rank every single Sky Bet League 2 fan base that came to Brunton Park in the 2022-2023 season, ranking them from unreal, class, good numbers but quiet, average, fair play on a long travel, under 200 fans per hour, and not applicable. Now we're going to start, of course, with not applicable Carlisle United straight in there, because I can't rank Carlisle's away support at Brunton Park because we don't play away at Brunton Park, and even if we did, I'd be unbiased and put us in unreal anyway. So we're going to start then with Grimsby Town. We're going to put Grimsby in the class category. 428 fans came to Brunton Park. However, the reason they're in class is because they sang well, decent numbers, and they'd played Southampton midweek, Southampton on a Wednesday night, and then up to Brunton Park. That's literally one end of the country to the other, so fair play from them, brilliant. From Grimsby, moving on next, and we've got Doncaster Rovers, 477. I'm going to put them in good numbers but quiet. Decent amount came down from Doncaster, but not the loudest of the fan bases. I thought they were pretty quiet. So good numbers but quiet for them. Next up then, we've got Rochdale. I'm going to put Rochdale in average. 326 fans Rochdale brought to Brunton Park. They weren't having a great season, of course, but we played them quite early in the season, so maybe we would have expected a few more from them. So they're going to go in average there. Rochdale. Next up, we've got Stevenage. They're going to go in poor. Long travel, fair enough, but 141 fans. It's got to go in the under 200 category. Poor from them. But definitely fair play for the travel. Obviously, it's a long way, but 141 fans in Sky Bet League 2 is pretty poor. Let's see if they can bring any more. Now we're both in League 1. And they're going to stick with the poor category. Then we've got Harrogate, who brought 123 fans. Now, Harrogate's not too far. Maybe 2.5 hours, I would say. Just a bit less. So, pretty poor from Harrogate there. Maybe expected a little bit more from them. Then going from one end to the scale to the other, we're going to go with Stockport, and Stockport going unreal. Stockport bringing 1,052 fans on a Tuesday night, made noise throughout the 90 minutes. The only time they were quiet was when Moxon scored for us in about the 82nd minute, but then they immediately equalised and got back in full voice. And then, of course, at Wembley, bringing about 15,000. So brilliant from Stockport. Got to go in that unreal category, and there's not many that make that unreal category, I'll tell you that much this season. Next up, we've got Mansfield. Mansfield are actually going to go in class. They only brought 200, and they brought, where am I looking here? Mansfield, 212 fans Mansfield brought. But the drum definitely added to their atmosphere. They weren't quiet all game, to be fair, Mansfield on that Tuesday night. Being 4-0 up at half-time probably helped that. But Mansfield going in class. Walsall up next and going in average, bringing just over 300 fans. Just an average following. Pretty quiet, nothing special. Have to go in that average category. Gillingham going to go in the fair play category. 237 of them made the trip to Brunton Park. Fair play. They weren't having the greatest time when they came up to Brunton Park, so that's a decent number. Just over the 200, so they don't go in that under 200 zone. Next up, we got Swindon Town. They're going to go in not applicable, and so are Sutton, purely because I wasn't there for them 2 home games. I was away both weekends, so I missed the Sutton and Swindon game, so I can't comment on what the away following was like, because I didn't see it. It would be unfair to rank them on that. Next up, we're going to go with Hartlepool, and Hartlepool are going to go in the average, but if not poor category. Hartlepool on the Tuesday night brought 342 fans. Now that is poor from them, considering it is sort of a rivalry. Carlisle Hartlepool, only an hour away, Hartlepool as well. Not really too far from Brunton Park, so you would have expected a bit more, especially compared to the next team. Obviously, I'm saying Hartlepool only brought 300. Barrow going in class, bringing 965. It's about the same travel, Barrow and Hartlepool. Maybe expected a bit more from Hartlepool, but, you know, Barrow came up and they're going to go in the class category. 965 on the Tuesday night is fantastic support. I didn't hear them very well because I was in the Warwick, so whether or not that affected the loudness of them, but I'm going to put them in class. I thought that really good support from them. It's just a shame that the team didn't show up and we battered them 5-1. Next up, we got Lane Tory. I'm going to put them in the fair play on a long travel. Orient brought 257. Made some okay noise, but nothing special. But a long trip again for them. Crew Alexander is up next. Crew brought 212, and I'm actually going to put Crew in poor 212. So they are over the 200 mark, but just, and I think for the distance that Crew is to Carlisle, then there should have been a few more fans from Crew coming up to Brunton Park. Next up, then we got Crawley Town. Crawley Town. I don't have an attendance figure for Crawley Town. First game of the season. I'm going to put them in fair play for long travel. I remember them. They made some decent noise, Crawley. Nothing outrageous, but they made some decent noise, Crawley Town. So, fair play for the long travel. And of course, you've got that opening day excitement as well. Next up, then we've got Bradford. They're going to go in the unreal category with Stockport. Brought 1,314 on Boxing Day, and then 1,948 on in the playoff second leg. And of course, there was quite a few of them in the home end as well. But atmosphere-wise, they weren't fantastic on Boxing Day, but that playoff second leg, they really, really got up for the occasion. Really, two proper fan bases, Carlisle and Bradford, going at it. Like the Stockport one, Bradford, obviously. Big fans, big following home and away. So fair play from the Bradford fans. I thought they were unreal. Made some great noise, and I'm sure they'll enjoy League 2 next season. Next up, then we got Salford. I'm actually going to put Salford in class, and I know some people are going to be thinking that them words don't go together well. Salford brought 469 fans to Brunton Park on our final home game of the season, second to last game of the season, but I actually thought their fans were really good. They made quite a bit of noise. I remember when the attendance figures came out on Instagram, people were saying, that's not right for Salford, you've typed that wrong, and I'd commented, I don't want to scare people, but they did bring that many and they were actually quite good. So fair play for Salford on that. I'm going to put them in class. Next up, we've got Northampton. Northampton brought 598. Good numbers, but they were quite quiet. I can't remember there being sort of a stand. I mean, there wasn't a standout moment in the game. It was a really poor game between Northampton. To be fair, 0-0, I believe it was. But Northampton going to go in good numbers, but were quiet. Next up, we've got AFC Wimbledon, another team under 200 fans. Wimbledon only brought 164. Now, again, fair play for the long travel, but under 200 fans, it's got to go in that poor category. Same with Colchester, 148 fans making the trip up. Again, fair play on the long travel, but under 200, it's got to go in that category. And then we're going to follow that theme as well for Newport, who only brought 168 fans to Brunton Park from Wales. Again, fair play for the long travel, but you're going to have to go in poor because under 200 fans. And then next up, we've got Tranmere, which have came to Brunton Park twice this season, and they've been unreal in both occasions. 261 in the FA Cup, not fantastic with that one, but 716 of them towards the back end of the season. Their season was finished, they got nothing to play for, and their fans didn't half make a noise. They sang for the entire 90 minutes. I think we scored after about 5 seconds. We scored really early on in that game, and they were still going for it, they were still up for it. So really good from the Tranmere fans. I'd like to see Tranmere come up to League 1 next season. Of course, it's just signed Tristan Dennis as well from us, but Tranmere fans, unreal, fair play to them. And that is my ranking for this one then. So in the unreal, we've got Stockport, Bradford and Tranmere. In class, we've got Grimsby, Mansfield, Barrow and Salford. In good but quiet, we've got Doncaster, Northampton, Average, Rochdale, Walsall and Hartlepool. Fair play for the long travel. We've got Gillingham, Leyton Orient and Crawley. Under 200 fans for Poor, we've got Stevenage, Harrogate, Crewe, Wimbledon, Colchester and Newport. And then in the not applicable, we've got Sutton, Swindon and Carlisle. Again, I wasn't at the Sutton or Swindon game, and Carlisle don't play away Brunton Park. So what do you guys think? Did you attend Brunton Park last season? Let me know in the comments down below if you did. What do you think of your fans base? If you are a Carlisle fan, let me know who your best team was for attendance last season. But for now, I've been CU04. I'll see you in the next ranking video.
I never miss, that's fact. Taking big swings, hand me the bat. Put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag. Cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light.